Jimbo's Garage.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Jimbo's Garage. Well, today is a pretty exciting day for me. We've got a newfound partner friendship with Yost Vices, and they were kind enough to ship us out this new 750 Di that we're about to take a look at. So as you can see, we got this box shipped to us in really good shape from UPS. There's no visual signs of damage done to it. Everything inside this box feels nice and solid and well packed. The really heavy duty cardboard. And so let's take a look at this thing. Let's tear it open. That opened up pretty easy right there. 3 staples in there, and we have a box inside of a box. And so let's see if I can lift this box out of here. All right, there we are. That thing out of the way. And Yost 5-inch 750 Di. All right, let's take a look at it. This thing is banded up really nice. And those guys over at Yost look like they do a great job bundling things up to assure no damage is done during shipping. Let's take a look at this. Okay. So inside, looks like we got an owner's manual here. I'm going to set that aside for now. And we got the vise in here, and wow, what a thing of beauty this is. Let's see here. It's lightly lubricated. Let's see if I can get this monster out of the box and get it on the bench top without dropping it. All right, there we go. Looks awesome. Look at that. Wow, nice and smooth operation. The Yost 750 Di. You know, I do a lot of metalworking, woodworking projects lately, and I'm just looking for a better vise than what I've had. I've got the same vise I've had for about 30 years now, and it's just not quite getting the job done. I saw this one over at Yost and mentioned it to those guys over there, and they were kind enough to ship this thing out, and I'm telling you what, I am so impressed by just my initial look at this thing. I can't wait to get this thing installed and put it to use. But I want to point out a couple of things about this vise. You know, the way to determine whether or not you're getting a good vise compared to some vices that you may get in the big box stores or hardware stores is the weight of this vise. Now this thing comes in at about 63 pounds, and the heavier the vise is, the stronger the vise is tensile strength wise. So this thing is super heavy, well put together. You can tell that the thing is really strong. And another thing I want to point out is these serrated jaws. These things here are really refined and deep, and you can feel that sharpness in here. And this is really important for clamping down and getting a good grip on material that you're going to put in here. And that looks like that's really going to be a really good feature to have. They are replaceable in case something happens, which is pretty cool. And then the pipe jaws down here, pretty unusual with pipe jaws right here. I've never seen anything like this on any other vise. Usually they're cast in place kind of jaws that would be built in part of the casting to the vise. I mean, that's okay for clamping stuff down, but it never really does get a good grip on the product that you're putting in there. And I can tell you right now, even though I haven't tried it, because these things move around, when you clamp down on a piece of pipe, those things are going to adjust around that and tighten up really tight. I can see we're not going to have any problem with that. I'm also excited about the 360-degree capability this has in both directions, not only this way, but this way. Most vices come with either a standard or a rotating base. This offers a 360-degree interlocking base, which is cool. What that actually is when you move this vise in any degree, when you tighten it down from both sides, it's like little teeth in there, and they just crank down. And when that happens, you will not be able to move this vise at all. And that worked out good. That's going to really work out good for me. My last vise was not like that. It was a rotating base, but it only cranked down from one side. And no matter how hard I cranked it down, or whatever piece of stock I had in the vise, the vise always seemed to want to move no matter how hard I was working on it, and that's just no good. And this interlocking rotating vise base is going to be outstanding for cranking down both sides, locking both sides. This vise will not spin once it's in that position. Okay, another cool feature about this vise, and there's so many that again, I'm just so excited about this thing. But this feature right here is really going to serve me well, as I know from experience with my last vise. This is a 12-point adjustable 360-degree locking mechanism. Whenever you pull this pin and put this thing in a position, it automatically locks into position, and that has 12 points, 360 degrees all the way around. I just finished a project where I really wish I would have had this vise. I was holding a 4-inch piece of pipe, and I had to twist it in every possible angle to get some welding done, and I really struggled. But anyways, okay, one other thing I want to point out, just noticing while this thing is on my workbench right here, is with my other vise, there was a lot of play in the jaws. I mean, I could literally put a workpiece in my vise and have to turn the handle 1.5 to 2 revolutions before it would start to tighten up. And the same when I was loosening it off. And it's awkward, I have to say. When you've got something in your hand heavy and you're relying on your vise to crank down, and you're relying on it to untighten, a 1.5 or 2 turns is just not getting it for me. And I notice right now, I know the vise isn't mounted yet, but I can tell that the slight movement of this handle right here, and these jaws are moving, opening and closing, and I think this is just going to be a huge asset for me in what we're doing here. Okay, I'm really excited about this vise. Forgive me if I'm stumbling around, but man, this is an incredible piece of equipment, and I'm just giddy about getting this thing installed. I want to thank our newfound friends over at Yost Vices for sending out this 750 Di, and we're going to get this thing installed, and we're going to have a video of that coming up here shortly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.